I don't care what Houston did yesterday. They're going to go get their Letterman jackets again. The Indianapolis Colts are 2-6 against the Titans since Pat McAfee came up here and did his wrestling announcement. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, they haven't had back-to-back winning seasons since I was a senior in high school.
What's up, Titans fans? Welcome to another episode of Titans Global Podcast. I'm your host, Maximus Titan Fan, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Tyler. Say what's up, Tyler.
Yes, sir. What's up, y'all? We ready to bounce back this weekend. We are not lost hope quite yet. I wanted to in the third quarter of the last game, but that's okay. We are here. We almost back to game day. We're back in good spirits, good vibes. Let's get this going.
Yes, let's go. And if you're watching us right now, please check us out on YouTube. Throw a subscribe, a like. That really helps us go a long way. We appreciate it. Tonight we're going to be talking. We're not even going to look back, man. You know, I have to apologize to my fans. I've been sick, like incredibly sick for 8 days. So I missed Monday's show. And Cortland nor Tyler was able to go on Monday either. So Monday's show just kind of got canceled. So we're doing yesterday's show today. We're not even going to talk about what happened last week because it's in the past. Forget it. Let's move on to the Bengals. Let's move on to Burrow and the Bengals. So to start off, we're going to talk about the Bengals and what they have done so far. Now, the Bengals are not the same team they were the last two seasons, or at least Burrow isn't.
Yeah. It's true.
He's got a little bit of a calf injury, so it's slowing his mobility down, makes him get rid of the ball a little bit faster. I think his average time of getting rid of the ball is about 2.5 seconds right now. So they're getting quick outs, and they are not throwing the ball down the field like they usually do. Now, they are still throwing the ball down the field. If you watch the game, what was that, Monday night, I believe? But they are not throwing the ball down the field as often as they used to.
Yeah, that's true, but that's also that's because of that Joe Burrow injury.
Exactly.
They're trying to just wrap him in bubble wrap and just win enough games to get to the playoffs with him. If you've got Joe Burrow, you've got a chance. So, I don't like the guy. I mean, if we're gonna, I mean, why would I like the guy? You know, I mean, that's I'm not a big fan, but I'm not a hater. That's the thing. I'm not a hater. Never been a hater. Not going to start with Joe Burrow, even though I don't like him on the field. I do see that man is one hell of a quarterback, and you cannot find many like him. So, and he's a warrior, dude. Most quarterbacks would have been sitting out for 2 or 3 weeks or the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season with that. He comes back, and in the post-game interview, he said that missing games is not or going 0-3 is more scary than a calf injury. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to like you, dude. Like,
yeah. You keep talking like that, though, man. I'm gonna like you. I hate to.
I can't dislike him but I don't like him. That's the thing. It's just
that's why I like Matthew Stafford so much, man. I mean, like, no. I mean, obviously, I'm a Georgia guy, and obviously, I root for all Georgia people. But you know, I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but that man played with a ruptured spleen.
Yeah.
Yeah, halftime. He went out halftime, came back, played the rest of the game, and then realized after the game that his spleen had ruptured at halftime.
Yeah.
So that, and I'm telling you, as a man who's had an appendectomy before, that is rough, son. Like, wow, props, homie. And again, anybody that can play through some pain like that is major props. However, it does hinder you. Just like we've seen Ryan Tannehill's ankle injury hinder him. I put out a post on Facebook and Twitter that got me a lot of heat from Jake Robinson. The actual post was a prediction of Tannehill's numbers if it was to keep going the way it was.
Yes. I saw it. That's that. Yeah, you go ahead and just rattle those off real quick because
I was
it's
gonna
abysmal.
say it is scary and nasty. If my phone will cooperate with me here, which it's not. There we go. All right, it's 3,100 passing yards, 96 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns, and this is where it gets bad, y'all. 74 sacks and 17 interceptions. That's the path we're on right now if he keeps going like he is.
And I don't know what betting app it is. I saw it earlier today. One of the betting apps has Ryan Tannehill 5th in MVP odds.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. Like if they're projecting a trade maybe or something, which I would not be upset with one bit at this point because there's.
Well, even if they trade him, who they're going to trade him to? Everybody keeps saying the Jets. But,
Jets.
I mean, do y'all not remember that Aaron Rodgers got hurt in the first game? How old's Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
How old's Ryan Tannehill?
Like 4 or 5 years younger than. Well, he's like 4 years younger, I think.
Okay, I'll give you that.
But I mean, it's Ryan Tannehill versus Aaron Rodgers. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, seriously, come on.
This is not. They're not in the same stratosphere. But
thank you.
I wouldn't mind seeing it. But here's my thing: if we can trade Ryan Tannehill, do you use the capital that you got back off of that trade to go out and get Stafford or Kirk Cousins for the Titans? That's what I would like to see because the Rams are a rebuilding team. They're not going anywhere this year. They played well to begin the season, but they're going to falter. They're going to be one of the 6-11 type teams in the NFL. Matt Stafford doesn't need to waste his last year or two in LA. Or Kirk Cousins, who is a baller, and he's better than Tannehill at least. And he's on a Minnesota team that is also on the brink of a rebuild. The Titans are on a brink of a rebuild as well. If we don't turn up in the next 3 or 4 games, then it's going to be they're going to clean house and get rid of all the veterans, and we're going to get draft capital back for all these guys. And, yeah, I don't want to see that. I want to see us turn it up and go out and make trades for somebody like that. Ryan Tannehill is not the guy. And I appreciate Tannehill. I appreciate the era that he brought. He was much better than Mariota, but it is time at this point to move on. Last year, it was time. When you traded A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill should have been the next guy out the door and just let somebody else come in because that was his main target, and he was never going to bounce back from that. And like you said, 74 sacks for any quarterback is absurd. You can't. Here's the thing. I don't mean to keep rambling about this, but this is just something that is bothering me so badly because I see the argument all over Twitter, all over Facebook. Oh, it's not Tannehill, it's the O-line. Oh, the O-line can't do it because
don't say that to my wife, dude, because she'll argue with you too.
Tannehill cannot move in a pocket. He cannot read defense. He can't move in a pocket. If the pocket collapses any way at all, it's over. And he don't get me wrong, the guy will take a hit. He's tough, and I appreciate him for that. But if you move up 3 steps in the pocket where you have time, then you have guys coming open. You can't blame the receivers. I've seen a lot of Traylon Burks hate. Seen a lot of Chig hate. You can't blame the guys who are trying to get open when they have 2.5 seconds to get open. And then the quarterback, if he steps up, then he's got time to hit him, but he's not doing that. He's not moving in the pocket at all. And that makes it even harder on an offensive line who already can't block in the first place.
Yeah. And then people want to bring up, oh, well, the touchdown run. Well, that just shows his mobility right there. No, let me just correct you real quick, okay? For you people that don't know what it's like to be a quarterback in a pocket, when you're in a pocket, you're moving in a lot of different directions, forward, backward, sideways. Your body has to be able to adjust to those things. You have to be able to move like that on a dime anyway. In a designed run, all you got to do is just run the ball.
Yep.
You already know where you're going. You already know the cuts you need to make. And if you have a bad ankle or something like that, you know to cut on your other leg. I mean, that's just simple. That's just duh to me. But for some people, I guess that they don't understand that being in a pocket, you have to be able to be movable in 8 different directions. On a run play, you're only moving one direction. Right. So it's just it's just a huge difference. All right.
I don't think the argument even is that he's not mobile. He is mobile. He's wide receiver mobile. He's not quarterback mobile. That's the difference. Like he's not light footed. He's so heavy footed in the pocket. He's got like cement in his shoes. I don't understand it because he can move. When he gets outside the pocket and he starts running, he can move. But then when he's in the pocket, his feet are just flat and they're not moving to get in the pocket at all. And there's no awareness. And that's the biggest. That's like every Sunday when you watch Tannehill play, and it's even when he was good, it would be like this, where it's like, what are you doing? And then the next play, he hits a bomb to AJ Brown because that's what AJ Brown does. But there's so many plays where you can go back and you're like, what are you even doing, man? Like, and that's what I'm so tired of. I feel like there's a lot of Titans fans who are, and there are people, and I'm not putting all the blame for everything that goes wrong with the Titans on Ryan Tannehill. It's not that I'm doing that, and that's not the type of fan that I want to be, is to put all the blame on one guy. But he's a major problem with this offense, and we're not going to be a top 15 offense with him at the helm with the current roster that we have.
Well, especially not with him playing like he has in the first 3 games. Even the second game where he had a good game.
Yeah.
Statistically. Go back and watch the tape.
Yeah.
He got the ball out quick. He was the plays were designed to get the ball out quick to a receiver in space.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch that tape, Tim Kelly made that game great, not Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill had 2 sacks where he ran backwards almost 15 yards in that game.
Yep. And it also, let me look it up real quick because I need to know.
You go ahead and look it up because I'm going to address that question you asked about Matthew Stafford. No, I love Matthew Stafford. I think he's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL, if you ask me. However, I don't want another aging quarterback. And with Ran Carthon and the head office that we have now with our analytics department, I really believe that we have the ability now, whether it not be Malik Willis, because that was J-Rob's pick, whether it be Will Levis, who was Ran Carthon's pick, or whether it be another quarterback in the future. I do not want another aging quarterback. Now, if we have a filler quarterback, like Geno Smith is playing the part of right now, that's fine. But I do not want another aging quarterback that's only going to be here for maybe 4 or 5 years tops, just like Ryan Tannehill was, and be in the same boat again. I don't want that. I want a young quarterback who, when he makes a mistake, we can say he's young. He's got to learn a little bit. You know what I mean? You got to learn not to do that. It's okay.
That's true. But if we get 2 years out of Stafford, though, this is the reason that I would take Stafford, because he's 35, same age as Ryan Tannehill. But let's be honest, Ryan Tannehill and Matt Stafford are also not in the same conversation. That's not even close to the same conversation. The only difference is Stafford gets hurt too much. But would you rather Will Levis learn from Ryan Tannehill on how to be average or how to be great from Stafford.
Are you
That's my
kidding
whole
me?
thing.
I don't think Ryan Tannehill, and this, I might get a little bit of a heat for this, but I don't think Ryan Tannehill mentors anybody because he's so afraid of losing his job at this point. That's what that whole thing was. It's not my job to mentor a quarterback when Malik Willis came out, and then everybody made a big deal about it. And this year he was much nicer about Will Levis. That's why, because he didn't want all the backlash from saying it again. But that's how he truly feels. He doesn't want to mentor somebody because he doesn't want somebody to take his job. And look, I get it. You know what I mean? I'm an aging guy. I'm 40 years old. I'm a mechanic. Okay. I know I'm not going to be pulling transmissions and pulling engines for the next 10 years. It's just not going to happen. At 50, I'm not going to be pulling transmissions. I'm sorry. But at the same time, I am now what they call a manager, I guess. I'm the manager of my mechanical division of the place I work at. So I go around and I help them. And I also try to train up the young guys and show them tips, tricks, things to do to make their job easier, better, quicker, so that we can make more money. It's the exact same thing. I mean, football's a business. You know, I mean, if you treat it like a business, and that's what I was trying to say about the consummate pros that show up to practice. You treat it like a business, like you're at work, like a real job, then you're actually going to produce on the field. But if you want to lay out of practices or take practices off or not go into film study like, I don't know, Kyler Murray, then the Arizona Cardinals are just going to start Joshua Dobbs and hope they tank out so bad that they can get another quarterback. That's exactly what's going on in Arizona right now, guys. The fact that they beat the Dallas Cowboys, like literally, I'm sure shocked the world and probably made a couple lucky people a lot of money. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind that people can't see that. Yes, the line is a problem. I'm not gonna lie. Andre Dillard is a problem. We got to figure that out. We got to figure that out, dude, because he's worse than Dennis Daly statistically right now.
Yeah,
and that is a holy crap moment, because I was saying that my 8-year-old little daughter could block better than Dennis Daly, and now I'm getting proven wrong because there's another big dude in there that can't block better than Dennis Daly. So, but I digress.
The whole thing with me on Tannehill being scared to lose his job, man. If you pay me $36 million, I don't care. I could care less. Do whatever. $36 million is enough for most people to live for a lifetime. And he's been fleecing us for 3 years now for over $30 million a year. You got $90 million out of us, man. I don't care. Sit over there and you do and just do what we say. Or if I'm the general manager, not what the fans say, obviously, but if I'm the general manager and I'm paying you $36 million, you're mentoring whoever I tell you to mentor, because I'm paying you $36 million. Like, I didn't pay you that much money so you could be well, first of all, J-Rob paid the money to him, but we knew he wasn't a superstar. He was just the best option we had at quarterback, and he was good for a little while. And then the Bengals game broke him. And that broke him. That broke Ryan Tannehill.
Yep.
You could say, people can say whatever they want to about it. He still makes some nice throws every now and then. But, dude, 20 of 24 for 246 yards and one single touchdown is not a good game. That is not a good game. If Patrick Mahomes does that, they're on ESPN the next morning saying, is Patrick Mahomes washed? Is the dynasty over in Kansas City because he threw for 246 yards and one single touchdown? That is not a good performance by any means for a quarterback. It's better than what he did in week 1 and week 3.
Yes,
no doubt. But if you're banking on your best performance being 246 yards and one touchdown, give me somebody else, anybody else. Like, I really don't care. If it's Will Levis, I would love it. I would love to see Levis come in and just be some freak of nature and just start making the crazy throws. It's not going to happen, but it would be nice if that did happen. But if we could get a guy like Stafford, like a guy like Kirk Cousins for cheap, I'm not trying to give up any crazy amount of draft picks for him or anything like that. But if you got a team like the Rams that's wanting to tank to get their picks, hey, Ryan Tannehill is going to help you tank a whole lot better than Matt Stafford can. Titans want to win. Rams want to tank. Let's switch quarterbacks and a couple draft picks, and let's get that guy in here. That's my whole point on it. Kirk Cousins will probably cost a lot more than Stafford. Kirk can probably be a quarterback for another 10 years in this league. So I don't know about him, but I would love to see Matt Stafford with the Titans, man. That would be awesome to me. There's just certain quarterbacks who make things happen. And there's certain quarterbacks that wish things would happen. Ryan Tannehill wishes things would happen. Guys like Stafford, guys like Mahomes, Brady, Peyton Manning was that way. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, they make things happen. They are the offense. They're not part of the offense. If they go down, it's over for their season. That's not the case with the Titans. Ryan Tannehill we have to win in spite of him more than anything. And I feel like we've talked too much about Ryan Tannehill, but it's such a big topic right now, man. And it's such a problem that and I think it's on every Titans fan's mind right now is their opinion about what it is and what we can fix and what's going wrong. And if you look at the Browns game, everything is wrong. Nothing is right. But that's what
we gave up on the Browns game, man.
That's what the Titans do. We have one game a year where we look like total dog crap, and then we come back and we win in crazy fashion. So let's hope that happens this week, and we don't wait until we're 1-4 or 1-5 before we start playing some real football.
Yeah, and another thing I'd like to clear up that I saw on Twitter, and I'll make this real fast. Rand Carthon is a GM. Okay? GMs do not get involved in coaching decisions. Period. When they do, bad stuff happens.
Yeah.
Do y'all not remember Vince Young and Jeff Fisher? Because I think you do. And that's what ruined an era of Titans football. I mean, it totally stopped an entire era of Titans football because not the GM, but the owner got involved and forced Vince Young upon Jeff Fisher, who he did not want. And we had what we had, okay? So I see a lot of comments out there on Twitter, oh, why doesn't Rand, do something about our defense? Because our defense looked like crap. I will say that our defense looked like crap last week.
They did.
Shane Bowen, I don't know what you were doing, bro. I honestly feel like it was Jim Schwartz being the smarter guy.
That was his revenge game, too.
And him whispering into the offensive coordinator's ear, dude, I know everything he's going to do because I taught it to him. I taught the guy everything he knows. Of course I'm going to know what he's going to do. But I digress, and I'll move on from that.
I would like to talk about the offensive line situation because it's a perfect segue into that situation. Since we've been talking about the horrible quarterback play, part of the reason is the offensive line. What do you think we should do to possibly fix this debacle that is going on in the trenches right now?
This is something I've been thinking about a lot.
I figured. Me too.
And apparently, my take on the situation isn't the popular one. Apparently, the popular take on the situation is to move Skoronski to left tackle.
No.
And I hate that idea.
No, that's a horrible idea.
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you, Tyler. Oh, my God. I knew there was a reason I picked you as my co-host.
Man, that is not a good idea. And I know that we talked about this in preseason, and I can't remember if it was Cortland or if it was Tic Tac who got on here and we were talking about what happens if you move him to left tackle.
What happens when worse positions?
Exactly. Your entire offensive line is worse. So you're telling me if Quentin Nelson was an average left tackle, would the Colts move him from left guard to left tackle? You have an all-pro top 2, not number 2 left guard in the NFL. or you have an average left tackle and an average left guard. What are you doing? You're leaving him at guard because that's what he's best at. I don't care about, oh, well, they drafted him at number 11, so they should put him at left tackle. No. If we have an all-pro at a position, leave him alone. He's fine.
So this is my fix. Okay. Dylan Radins.
Left tackle.
That's what needs to happen.
Yep.
Now, obviously, it can't happen this game because Sko's not back yet.
Right.
I do believe Sko will be back next week.
I hope so.
I believe he will be playing next week.
You know who else is back next week?
Yes, MPF.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And to be honest, moving him to the left side, I really don't like that idea either.
I hate that idea.
Anybody who watched him in college at left tackle, he was average at best.
Yeah.
In college, y'all. All right, so let's just scratch that idea, and let's go with what my plan would be. Is when Sko comes back, we have Dylan Radins as left tackle. He played great last year before he got hurt at left tackle. As a matter of fact, I think he graded out at like a 87 or an 89 on PFF for that Green Bay game. It was amazing. He graded out amazing. One of the best left tackles of the week. So let's give him a shot there. And his body's built for it. He's not built to be a guard. He's not built like Sko. I mean, look at the two of them. Sko is thick everywhere. He looks like tree trunks everywhere. Radins is more athletic. He's quicker on his feet. He's got the longer arms. You put Radins on left tackle. You put Sko as the guard. You put Brewer in the center, and you leave the rest of the line alone. Yeah. I don't even want MPF back on the line until Hubbard proves to me that he can't do it, because right now he's doing it.
Yeah. If MPF can come into practice and he looks better than Hubbard, then I want to give him a shot. But if MPF looks like he did last year, then Hubbard has looked just as good or better. Than that.
Yeah.
So I'm fine.
Total agreement with you on that. Yeah. So my fix is very simple.
Yep.
Do what I've been asking you to do for 2 years, Tennessee Titans. Give Dylan Radins a chance at left tackle, for God's sake.
Radins is, like you said, Radins is good at left tackle. And I mean, I hate PFF grades, and I've expressed this before. PFF grades are the biggest BS of all time. Like some of them
are statistics. They can be manipulated.
Very flawed a lot of times, especially for offensive linemen and defensive backs. Good.
I like what was that Tic Tac? I think it was Cortland that said it. Those statistics are good for validation, not an indication.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Because if you actually watch football and love football and study football like we do, you can watch a game and see if a guy is trash or not. And I don't care if he graded out better than everybody else. If he's trash, he's trash. If he sucks, he sucks. You can see it with your eyes if you actually watch the game. Absolutely. And Dylan Radins looks good. Yes. That's what I like to. I mean, that's the thing. The PFF grades aside, he looks good when he's on the offensive line.
Now I will say this. Dennis Daly, I made that comment earlier about Dennis Daly and Dillard actually statistically playing worse. You just hit on it. Statistics can be manipulated. You look at the eye test, and Dillard is better than Daly in the eye test.
Right.
There was a lot of plays where people just ran right by right by Daly, and he didn't even touch him. Yeah. So the fact that Dillard actually gets his hands on people, he gets pushed around and moved around and whatever badly. Yeah. Yes, I'm not trying to take up for the guy.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I get what you mean.
I'm just saying he's better than Daly.
Yeah.
Even though the statistics don't say that, the eye test says that, and the film says that. So
he is better than Dennis Daly. I mean, really, I besides Isaiah Wilson, I've never seen a worse tackle in the NFL.
Yeah, and the people who are talking about Isaiah Wilson, y'all just need to go somewhere. Go somewhere, dude. You're not real.
I've literally replied to tweets this week that are just no.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what planet do you live on?
Yeah,
First
no,
of all,
that
it's
guy
week
burned
3.
this franchise. Like,
Jeez.
he burned us so bad. Two of the biggest misses in J-Rob history. I mean, Caleb Farley, I hate everything that's happened to the guy since he's been in the league, but a major waste of a first round pick, and also Isaiah Wilson. Like, you can't miss on first round picks like that and continue to be successful. Your first round picks, if you're going to keep first round picks, they have to be good. They have to be good. And the jury's still out on Traylon Burks if he's going to live up to the hype that he had or not. I want Burks to succeed really badly, don't get me wrong. But the first round picks have to hit.
Yes.
They have to hit.
Yeah, they got to be superstars,
and
or at least they
especially
got to
in
be
Nashville.
starters.
Especially in Nashville. This is not LA, Dallas, or New York. This is not Miami. This is Nashville we're
This
talking
ain't a big
about.
market we can bring people in.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
That might be changing now that we've seen D-Hop come.
Well, I mean, Nashville is one of the premier party spots in the South. I mean, it's probably to me, it's my favorite city in the South, and I've been to all the big ones. So
on the weekend is hot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, really, all through the whole summer and into fall, like it's.
Somebody tweeted me. They were like, "Hey, I ain't never been to Nashville before, but I'm coming for the Bengals game. What bars should I hit up or something like that?"
Barstool, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you can go to Barstool or this place or this place. I think I said the Rooftop too, but I was like, pretty much anywhere downtown, Friday, Saturday night, you're good.
Literally, if you want to party, walk to Broadway and just
walk around and have fun.
That's literally all. You don't even have to go to a bar. You can just walk down the street and have fun. But
yeah, dude, it's awesome. It really is. And I'm gonna do that. We should do that one time. We should just go up there for a weekend and just hang out and party. And but let's move on, since we were talking about Traylon. We're gonna move on to the injury report, which is already. It's already creeping up on us, man. I mean, you look at the Bengals injury report, they got like 4 people on it, and 3 people are looking like they're going to play. You look at our injury report, it's like 9 people on it, and 4 of them are already counted out. No Traylon Burks, no Luke Gifford, no Elijah Molden, and no Sco, which we knew Sco, but to be honest, I'm getting a lot of flack for this, but I don't think Tart and Autry are going to play. And if they do, they're going to be very sparse, because they have been questionable all week. They've been limited in practice all week. Tart was hurt last week. He was, you know what I mean? You're right. Broadway is awesome, Frankie. So that's my big thing, though. And if we don't have Tart and Autry, that's going to be big for us. That's going to be huge, because we don't have that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need that pass rush. That I'm going to get into the strategy a little bit later, but I'm going to get into the strategy right now. Go ahead. Do you have anything to add to the other than
this sucks?
The fact that we might actually get to see, who do you think is going to start for Gifford? That's the big question, because I get a lot of people that are saying. Brain fart.
What's Monty Rice?
Monty Rice.
Started what?
Linebacker.
Luke Gifford's not the starting linebacker.
What?
Jack Gibbons is going to be starting at linebacker.
Just overlook me, dude. I'm sorry. Like I said, I've been in and out of the world for 8 days.
Hey, it's all right. Gibbons, Gifford. I'll give you a pass on that one.
Thank you.
Monty's been showing out on special teams, though. I'll give it to him. Definitely worth keeping on special teams. Our gunners suck, by the way. To have put so much emphasis on keeping special teams guys, and then your special teams be one of the worst in the league, is highly aggravating. Man, our gunners are awful on punt team, man. Like, I understand the guy has a cannon for a leg, but good Lord, get down there and stop the ball at the 1 yard line. That's what you're there for.
Rashid Shaheed killed us in week 1. And then in week 2, I can't think of the dude's name, but he killed us too. I mean, every punt, it's 10 yards, 15 yards.
Rashid Shaheed is one of the most fun players to watch, and also one of the most fun names to say in the NFL. So I'm not mad at him. I don't
Hey, I'll
dislike
say
that
this. I went and picked that fool up on fantasy.
guy. That's a good choice.
Yeah. I saw he was on the waiver wire. I was like, boop. Yeah, you're mine, bro. Anyway, so all right, so there's our injuries. The only one that's a starter other than Treylon, what's really going to hurt us, is Molden. And who do you think they're going to put in there for Molden? Probably Garrard, right?
Yeah, but he's not really a starter necessarily. I mean, he plays a lot in the nickel packages. So
I was going to say he's our starting nickel,
yeah,
or our starting slot corner,
We'll
whatever
see.
you want to call him.
I don't know. I do know that Christian Fulton. It would not bother me at all for us to trade him for a 5th round pick at this point, if we could even get that out of him. That man is getting burnt like cookies. Like that man is just getting burnt like a cake that you forgot about because you got way too. Never mind. I can't say
Getting
that.
burnt like cookies. No, I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
That is a very good. Christian Fulton is getting burnt like a chocolate chip cookie, son,
yeah.
and it's bad.
It's
It is
horrible.
really bad.
It's so bad. I tweeted, "Is Trey Avery better than Christian Fulton?" And that is actually a conversation. That is not just I'm aggravated, so let me say this. That is a conversation to be had. Like I would rather go with Trey Avery and let him grow and go through growing pains than watch Christian Fulton be half hurt and get burnt over and over again. It's abysmal, and I cannot deal with it when the guy's supposed to be our superstar corner, superstar. Even to be good now would be nice, just to have a good corner.
Yeah, I will say one encouraging bit of news. You know who I don't see on our injury report?
Who's that?
Say his first name for me because I always screw it up.
Which one?
Jackson. Kearis Jackson.
Oh no, he's on
Kearis.
IR. Kearis
Oh,
on IR.
yeah.
Yeah, he's on IR for 4 weeks, so we won't get him back for until
Man, my brain is really not working
week
tonight.
6 or 7.
I'm not
No,
on
I
my
mean
game.
that's a lower end of the roster guy. Man, it sucks though.
My
I
point
hate
is that since Treylon's out and Kearis, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna mess that up all year. You're gonna have to keep me on my toes on that.
It was just on the paper that they put out.
Yeah, it was
like, of all the
Yeah, I saw the AIR. So
Yeah.
you are right. I just have a hard time flipping it in my brain. Once I get it in there, it's in there forever. So Kearis Jackson's out. Treylon Burks is out. So you know who I'm looking for to be activated for this game.
Yeah. Colton
Come on.
he's on the roster, right?
Yeah, baby. That's who I want to see.
I think he's on the 53. Man, it would be awesome if he could come in and do something, but like to do anything, the offensive line has to give Tannehill 15 seconds to throw the ball because he's impossible. Let's not get back into it, but
right now it's DeAndre Hopkins,
yeah,
Chris Moore,
yeah,
Nick Westbrook-Akina,
yeah,
and then other.
Yeah, Mason Kinsey.
We'll say other because I don't think Mason Kinsey's. I don't know why they have such a love affair with Mason Kinsey.
I'll be honest. Mason Kinsey is not as bad he's not terrible and he's not really good, but he's also one of those guys who's going to come in and going to do his job, whatever you ask of him.
I
would like to see us use him as like an Edelman type receiver, but you have to have a quarterback to do that. That's the problem. Like we can't use him like we could. Honestly, he has the same type of build as a Julian Edelman type of guy. If you have a quarterback even remotely similar to Brady, nobody's Brady. Like his heroics really made the difference with him. There's a lot of talented guys though that could use a wide receiver like that. But Tannehill, if his first option's gone, his entire play's busted and he's sacked. So you can't, because Mason Kinsey's going to be a third or fourth type of guy.
All right, so Frankie's hitting on it. So here we go.
Kind of agree.
Here we go. This is my strategy for the game. All right. First of all, we have to come out hot. We cannot come out like we have the last 2 games
Like the
on our
last
first
47
series.
games.
Yeah, okay. On our first series, 3 and out, and then give the ball back. We cannot do that. We have to go all the way down the field, and we got to score points. We got to put pressure on Joe Burrow. That's going to be the key. Putting pressure on Joe Burrow, and then
something like 9 sacks.
And then getting the pressure on Joe Burrow. Exactly, like the 9 sacks. Now, uncharacteristically of the Bengals defense, last year I think they finished with a 3.1 yard per gain average on opposing running backs for the entire season. So far this season, they've given up 5.1 yards per carry and 151 yards per game. So, yes, that's what we need. 9 sacks.
I hate the Bengals like so bad. Genuinely, absolute hatred. Yes, I agree totally.
I think we need to that split back formation that we use so much in the Chargers game to such great. I think we need to use that again. I think we need a heavy dose of Henry and Spears. I think Tajay, again, using him in different sweep motions. That's another thing. The Bengals, over-aggressive defense. They're an over-aggressive defense. What does that mean? You give them the old rope-a-dope.
Quick passes.
You ever heard of the Kansas City Shuffle? You know what that is? You get everybody looking this way, and then all of a sudden the play's going that way. That's what we have to do. We have to make the entire defense think. Remember those trick plays in the first game that didn't really work out?
Yep.
That's the kind of crap we need to be pulling this game. Because if we can get those trick plays, we'll catch them on their heels. They'll be wide open. And if Tannehill can deliver the ball, then we'll actually get there.
Yep.
And I think that's how we can win this game. Now, do I think that we have a very strong chance of winning this game? Unfortunately, not.
Yeah.
This is where my real self comes in. I'm not a Titans homer. I think this is why a lot of people watch my show, because I'm not a Titans because I'm not a Titans homer, and I don't think that we're going to win every game by 50 points. Okay, I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan, so there you go. But I think it's a winnable game, and this is the way we win it.
It is. And this is the thing, man. And Jeffrey Simmons said it, and he said it a few times this week. And PK tried to say something to him about it, and Jeffrey Simmons came back hard at PK, and he was not happy.
Yeah,
and I love
that. I love it. I got on with Jay Sim over that, dude. I was
that's the thing. Is like, with Big Jeff, man, and I understand, because that's the same place we're all at as fans. Like, shut up about what we got to do better. We got to do better. We got to do better. Of course we have to do better. Of course you have to do better. We know, Tannehill, that you have to be better. And don't say we all have to be better whenever you suck and you're sucking up the whole offense. Like, you have to be better. Take some accountability for it. That's the thing, is like, and that's what Big Jeff is saying. Like, okay, it's time to win. And start winning. It's time to start talking about we need to win.
Yeah, I don't know if you're like, the Titans guy for all your people or whatever, like I am.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah, okay. So during the game, you probably get like 50 different texts and messages and, stuff like that of what's going on, what's this, why is this happening, what's going on with this, blah, 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 blah. One of them I got that I thought was really funny was one of them said, "What do you think they're going to say after this debacle?" And I said, Mike Vrabel's going to say the same almost screwed up. The same stuff he says every single week. We got to coach better. We got to play better, and we got to execute better. because that's what he says every single week. And you know what? It's the same thing that Ryan Tannehill said, and it's the same thing that Treylon Burks said, and it's the same thing that there was one more that they interviewed. I think it was Kevin Byard also said the same thing. You know who didn't say that?
Big
Jeffrey Simmons. Yeah. When they interviewed him, you know what he said? He said, we need to stop talking about it and start doing it.
Yep.
I'm tired of talking about winning. I want to start winning.
Yep. And that's what a leader does. That's that setting the tone that he talks about and that the defense talks about. And you can only expect so much from a defense in today's NFL, man. The offense has got to step up, really. Like, pardon my French, the offense has to get their head out of their ass and go do it, man. Like, genuinely, like that's what it's gonna take for them to be better and for us to win. Is the offense has to go and do it. Like, and dude, I see quarterbacks every week. We all watch football. We all watch it. We intake as much football as we possibly can. And we see it all over the NFL. Quarterbacks get the snap, throw it quick, guy gets 5 yards. Okay, it's 2nd and 5. And then they get 5 more yards and it's a first down. And the guys on Football and Other F Words, Mike Herndon, and I can't remember the other host's name, but I love those guys' show. And they were talking about it too. Mm-hmm. It is not good to be in 3rd and short. That mentality needs to leave the locker room. It is not good to be 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2 because you are one play away from being off the field. You need to get first downs on 1st and 2nd down and get drives going. This whole philosophy of, okay, well, if it's 3rd and 2, at least it's not 3rd and 7. That is a loser mentality.
Well, and it doesn't matter because last game we had 94 yards on offense. We had 80 yards in penalties.
Yeah.
Okay. That is not, first of all, that's not a Mike Vrabel team.
That is not. Yeah.
That's not a disciplined team. That is not a Mike Vrabel team. And second of all, how do you expect to get in any kind of a winnable situation when you get 3rd and 5 or 2nd and 5? Oh, and then you get an offensive false start.
Yep, false start, illegal formation, holding.
Yeah. And now we're back to 3rd and long and 3rd and 12. And it's got to stop. We got to stop the bleeding. And that's all I'm gonna calm myself down.
Yeah, I'm saying because we're getting a little hype with it, but it's frustrating though, man. It is frustrating.
It is frustrating as a Titans player.
Like we look all year long, we look forward to football season, and then we get to football season, and your team lays an egg, and they look horrible, and it's a huge week 3 overreaction, and it's time. We're going into week 4, not week 16, so we really shouldn't even be acting like this, but that's what we do as fans. We like to overreact, and that's what we get to do because we're not playing and we're not coaching. So we get to overreact and we get to demand more. And that's where greatness comes in when fans demand more than 9 and 8. When fans are happy with 10 and 7 division titles, then you're going to be a division title winner and a playoff loser. And that's not what we want. We want a championship in Nashville. We're tired of being a mediocre team. 25 years of it is enough. Like it's time to take the next step.
The last thing I'm going to talk about, strategy-wise in this game is 2 people, Trey Hendrickson and Dobbins. I don't know what his first name is.
Who?
Dobbins. The other
Dobbins?
Dobbs. Is it Dobbs or Dobbins?
Hold on.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, folks. Everybody out there that's watching this. I literally threw this show together in about 40 minutes because, like I said, I've been sick all week, and I did a minimal amount of research as far as the names go. So I know Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, they got Sam Hubbard on the other side.
Hubbard, that's his name.
Okay.
That's the point is those 2 guys right there, especially Trey Hendrickson, was wreaking havoc last week. Matthew Stafford and the Rams the Rams offensive line, they are banged up, could not stop Trey Hendrickson from doing whatever he wanted to do. And I don't know about you, but the thing that pissed me off more than anything else in the Browns game was Jim Schwartz laughing at us on the sideline because we got a delay of penalty game or a delay of penalty, delay of game penalty
You got
because we kept moving our
that was embarrassing.
Left to right because Myles Garrett kept moving left to right.
Yeah.
Then we got to delay a game, and literally it showed him just cackling up a storm. And I'll bet he did. I'll bet he thought that was the funniest thing he had seen in a long time.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
What else are we supposed to do? We have to chip him. We can't let him go. And Hendrickson, if y'all think that Trey Hendrickson, I got a guy telling me, oh, not everybody's Myles Garrett. Homie, Trey Hendrickson is Myles Garrett.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I don't think he's quite as good as Myles Garrett, but I mean, everybody's going to look like prime Javon Curse against this offensive line because they're horrible. And if you have any type of bull rush at all, then you're going to get straight through Dillard because he cannot defend a bull rush. So everybody's going to look great against this offensive line until Sko gets back and until we can put Radens out at left tackle, who can actually put a foot down and not let somebody run straight through him. That's all there is to that. So, hey, the way to beat them is the same way we're talking about: getting the ball in the open to your playmakers, letting them make plays, getting the ball out quick, screens. You're not going to have time to run 2-man routes that are never going to come open. I don't know, man. It's a 2-man route should be banned.
So I'm not counting last year when he got hurt and only put up 3 sacks. But prior years, Trey Hendrickson, 2020, 13.5 sacks. 2021, 14 sacks. 2022, 8 sacks. He got hurt in the end of that season too. But the point is, Trey Hendrickson may not be as talented as Myles Garrett, but there's just a little bit of hair difference, I promise you. Because Trey Hendrickson is one of those dudes. That's one of those dudes I wanted coming out of college. And I got mad that we didn't get him because I knew he was going to be a beast.
3rd-round pick. Should have gotten him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was there. We had him available. But I digress again because as I get more excited and more upbeat, that's what kicks my sickness. So I'm trying to keep myself level. But as far as we go here, I'm just gonna say we need to block Trey Hendrickson and Hubbard, because if we don't, we're just gonna see another game of last week.
Yep, it's gonna be a sad day.
Predictions. I know you don't do them.
I will genuinely do a prediction for this game because I think it's going to be very ugly. I'm not going to lie. I try to be optimistic as possible, but I do not see it from the way we played Sunday and the way that we played this entire season so far, all 3 games. The Chargers game gave us a glimpse of hope, but still an overtime field goal win doesn't do much for me. Man. Honestly, it's probably looking something like 35-10 Bengals. Like really, like that's it, dude. The Bengals are the Bengals. It's the same way with the Chiefs every year when they start out slow and everybody's like, "Oh, the Chiefs are done. They're not doing anything this year," and then they win the Super Bowl again, like every year. Same way they used to do with Tom Brady. It's the same story. The Bengals started out 0-2 last year, and then they make the playoffs. They're going to do it again this year. They have T. Higgins. They have Jamar Chase. They have Joe Burrow. They're not going anywhere.
You know, I said whoa, but to be honest, yours isn't that far off of mine. My prediction is 24. Why am I stuck on 24?
I don't know.
I've picked 24.
R.I.P. Kobe.
I don't know. 24, I guess. It's just in my brain, but 24-9.
24-9.
Bengals. I don't think we score a touchdown. And I think in the end of the 4th quarter, or maybe even towards the beginning of the 4th quarter, when the game is out of hand, I think we see Will Levis, excuse me. I think we actually do see Malik Willis come in and play some mop-up duty.
Yeah, if it gets ugly again, man, I don't think they. I mean, really, why? Why would you? Why would you wait? Why would you waste time with a quarterback that, like, Vrabel is a player's coach? I get it, but like, dude, you got to know when to cut your losses. Like, it's over. The Tannehill era is over. It's so clear to see, and everybody can see it.
Just think about it this way. Let's just go on a hypothetical situation here. We're down 24-9, just like I predict. Fourth quarter, Malik Willis comes in. All of a sudden, we produce a touchdown. The first one.
Yeah, not going to happen, but that would be nice. I don't see it. I don't see it, man. It's got to be Will Levis, I think, man. I think Malik is just.
Will Levis won't be playing because he's the third quarterback.
Yeah, he's the third.
Yeah, so I mean,
yeah,
that's not an option.
Yeah.
Now,
not yet.
My point is, if Malik comes in and shows any kind of promise, at that point, do we go ahead and say that it's time?
I'll say it's time now. Like, put Levis in and not Willis. I mean, we're going to have to see Willis, but I do think it's time. I think it was time last year to say goodbye to Ryan Tannehill, but nobody wants to take on that contract. So it's almost impossible to say goodbye to Tannehill until after this year. It's over, man. Like, that whole era is over. That window is closed. I'm not saying the Super Bowl window is closed because a new one could open up very quickly, but I don't see the Tannehill thing working now or ever again.
Let me ask you a question. I'm sure you were a fan back in the day when Tannehill came in.
Oh, of course. Way before he got there.
When they took Marcus Mariota out of the game.
Yeah.
I have to say, I was a little shocked. I thought that was a stupid move.
Really?
Yes. I thought that was the dumbest stuff I had seen in the NFL in a long time. I was like, why are you going to take this young, mobile quarterback who hasn't had consistent coaching through his entire career out and expect this dude, this bum from Miami who could never produce anything in Miami, and it worked. It worked. I don't think anybody would have ever believed that Ryan Tannehill was going to take us to the playoffs that year.
Right.
I mean, I don't think anybody could have predicted that. So, in the same optimism and the same hope that I have as my stupid optimistically self, I hope that something like that transpires this season, whether it be this game or the next game or the next game or the bye week, whatever.
Yeah.
I think at some point this season, either Willis or Levis is going to get hot, and that's going to be it.
Yeah.
And then either Ryan Tannehill is going to ride the bench for the rest of the season, or we're going to trade him off.
This is my theory, and it's been my working theory since 2020. The Titans do everything like the Patriots did when Belichick first got there. Everything that we've done since Vrabel has took over has been the same way that the Patriots were with Belichick. So we have our Drew Bledsoe and Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Who's our Tom Brady?
Exactly.
And I've been saying this since 2020 because we knew it wasn't Logan Woodside. I mean, that was obvious from the jump that he wasn't an NFL quarterback. So who is our Tom Brady? Well, you have a guy who looks like a physical freak of nature in the band at quarterback right behind or your QB3 right now. And he could throw a great ball. He has great playmaking ability. You traded up in the second round to get him, and he was a first round talent for a lot of people. So,
and I want to jump something else out there real quick. I know we went way longer than we intended.
Yeah, we did.
But that's because we're Titans fans and we love it. But Sal from Jersey.
Nah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a huge fan because sometimes he says some stuff that's a little off the wall. But he put up a post today of practice. And yes, it is a practice.
Oh, is it the drills?
Yeah.
The quarterback drills?
The 3 quarterback drills. Now, you tell me which quarterback looked worse. Which was the worst looking quarterback?
Tannehill. No doubt about it.
By far, dude. Yep. It was by far.
Kicking the bags and all.
Yeah, even Malik Willis looked better.
Yep.
So if Malik Willis is looking better in practice, I'm sorry. Hey, maybe give him a shot. Because to be honest, I don't think Ryan Tannehill played any better in that first game or the last game that Malik Willis played in either of the 2 preseason games. And I know they're preseason, but hey, all I'm saying is give something else a try.
Yep.
Keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. We all know what that is.
Yep.
Definition of insanity.
Yep. So, I mean, that's the thing, man. You can't keep throwing a hurt dog out there who gets scared every time that somebody comes around with a stick. I mean, he's just, that's what he looks like. He looks like a dog who's been abused, and
he's terrified.
He's terrified. Exactly.
I saw him fall
anytime
twice.
The big guys come around. Yep.
I saw him fall twice, collapse, just like Tom Brady did in his elder career when he was afraid that big hit was going to take him out for the rest. And that's what Ryan Tannehill looks like right now.
You know, Ryan Tannehill looks like
Zach
Wilson.
Play the NFL with fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Tannehill looks a lot like an old Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson is possibly the biggest bust of this decade. So I'm 100% out on Tannehill, and I was like 99% out at the beginning of the year. So don't take that as anything new. I'm not a big Tannehill fan in the first place, and it's nothing against the guy as a person. I don't know him. It's nothing like that, and I hope he succeeds. I hope he comes out Sunday and throws for 350 yards, but he will not. He is 100% not going to do that. His best game is 250 yards, and that's what it is with him, and that's all it's going to be.
His best games are behind him.
Yeah, I agree. And
I mean, that's just
I mean, Mahomes makes his receivers better. Great quarterbacks make their receivers better. Great quarterbacks don't rely on great receivers. That's just what it is. Sometimes,
yes, I'm tired of hearing who is he throwing the ball to.
Yeah.
Who is DeAndre Hopkins?
Who is Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball to? Please tell me.
Yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean,
not even. I don't even think he's on. I don't even know that he's on their team anymore. He's got Sky Moore and what's it? Mecole Hardman, who can't catch a cold, and those guys like that, bro. He's got Travis Kelce. Let's not pretend like Travis Kelce's not the greatest tight end to ever live, but other than that,
has a new hot girlfriend that everybody's making a big deal about.
A very rich girlfriend. Let's put it like that. He's got a girlfriend that's going to make him a lot richer too. So props to Kelce on that. That's a smart business move. But man, I don't know, man. I'm tired of it. So let's just hope they do pull a rabbit out of their hat and win one Sunday, and then we're gonna get back on Monday like, oh yes, I'm the biggest Tannehill fan ever. Like,
that's
love
right.
that guy. 3 more years, 4 more years.
Definitely tune in Monday because we're gonna have Easton Freeze as our guest on the show, and I'm not sure if Cortland's going to be available for the show or not, but if he's available, he'll be on too. And we'll have some really, really good in-depth conversation about what we're going to do. Because at this point, we'll be 1 quarter into the season and only 3 quarters left.
Yep. And we will be 1-3 more than likely. So just prepare yourself and come complain with us Monday.
I love your pessimism, man. It goes right to my optimism.
I really try to be an optimist, dude, but I am just not seeing it this week.
I'm 100% optimist. I can't help it.
You said we were going to lose 24-9, Mr. Optimist. I don't want to hear that.
I'm a realist. I didn't say I wasn't a realist.
Too. Like, it's not that you're just blindly optimistic. You understand where I'm coming from. We are probably not going to win Sunday.
Yeah, I didn't say I was blindly optimistic. I just said I was optimistic. But yeah, I don't like saying the words "my Titans are going to lose," so I don't say that too often. I just say it once and then I leave it.
Yeah, I hate it. Trust me. I hope we win. I'm gonna be right in front of the TV yelling my lungs out. Trust me. So
I will be too, brother. And we'll probably be talking to each other throughout the whole game, talking about how trash it is. But
yep, 100%. And then I'm gonna get to a point where I'm just disgusted and I can't text back anymore because I have too many bad things to say.
I'll know too because I'll have like 3 texts that go. And I'll be like, "All right, he's done."
yeah. I've thrown my phone against the couch at that point. So,
all right, guys. Well, I guess that's gonna wrap us up for today. We went way longer than I intended on. I intended on having like a 20 to 30 minute show. Yeah, but we are obviously passionate and we are obviously adamant fans. And we have a lot to say. So, unfortunately, we went 1 hour and 6 minutes. Who cares? As always, man, if they don't know where to find you at by now, they should be ashamed of themselves. But go ahead and let them know anyway.
Hey, at Titan_always22, one of the most fun pages on Twitter. You guys have to come check me out. Come in there, comment on whatever I post, man, and see some of the content that I'm putting up. I mean, it's not the best content in the world, but hey, we have fun. That's the whole point about it. We try to make the NFL season fun because, as you can see on this show tonight, we are not having a lot of fun right now. So,
did you see where I showed you that Stonehouse had the record or tied the record?
Yeah. And Ryan Stonehouse, man, that's the guy. So Ryan Stonehouse, Stan account, like I said, at Titan_always22. Show love to the specialists. Show love especially to Nick Folk for being very consistent so far this year. Thank you for being the one bright spot. You and Stonehouse being the 2 bright spots of this team so far this year. We love it. And follow us anywhere.
That's
Titan
right.
Global Podcast. Look us up, Google us, YouTube us, whatever. Go to YouTube, especially smash the subscribe button, smash the like button on every video that you possibly can. That helps us out more than you guys know. Really, we appreciate the support. We are sorry for this week too. Max has already said he's been sick. What he's been going through is really terrible, and I would not wish that on most of my worst enemies.
The fact that I am sitting here right now
is amazing.
A testament to my Titans.
Yes.
My wife came in here. I don't know if y'all saw me give a thumbs up earlier about halfway through the video, but that was my wife coming in here telling me, "Babe, you need to wrap it up. You're going to make yourself sick again." So
passion. Straight
tighten
passion.
up, baby.
And also my back is out of place, I think.
Man.
Today at work. So, hey, we here, though. That's why I'm not at a high school football game right now. Shout out to the Colbert County Indians. Y'all get that dub, man. My alma mater going against my other former school. Biggest rivalry in the state, if you ask me. They're at halftime right now. So, hey, I'm about to go get off, watch that rest of that game, man. Y'all go get that dub, boys. And,
if my Devils win tomorrow, we're in the tournament, baby.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All we got to do is win tomorrow. We're in we are still undefeated.
Nice.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's it. Yeah, I'm really happy about that. If like he said, follow us anywhere, Titans Global Podcast, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, anywhere social media. And if you want to find me personally, there it is right on the screen, Maximus Titan Fan. I'm on Twitter and Facebook as well. Thank you for joining us tonight, and y'all have a lovely, lovely Sunday. We'll see you Monday.